To listen, press 1. You have one saved message.
My name is Desiree Dockery. I'm calling from the North York Employment and Social Services office. I'm the manager at the office, and I'm responding to a couple of voicemails that you've recently left. Feel free to give me a call back at your convenience. My phone number is 416-397-4502. Thank you, and I look forward to connecting with you.
To delete the message, press 7. To save, press 9.
City of Toronto, Desiree speaking.
Yes, Deborah, this is calling. I believe you left a message for me.
Yes, thank you for giving me a call back. How are you doing today?
Oh, I haven't eaten since last Thursday.
Yeah, I've seen the notes and
Yeah.
that you've been calling in trying to get some transportation funds for the training program that
And
you're
some
in.
food. And I'm taping this conversation, by the way, just to let you know.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. So there's two pieces that we can kind of chat about today. One is the transportation funds that you're asking for. We can also talk about other access to some resources. Maybe, I don't know if you have access or information about perhaps some food security programs in your area, so like food banks. We can talk a little bit about that. And I do kind of want to have a conversation about some of the messages that you've been leaving for the staff in the office.
Yes, I think your staff are very rude and incompetent, and something definitely has to be done about them because they are completely useless. And first of all, yes, at first was directed to have to go to the food bank at Young and Steeles at the Salvation Army. Supposedly that's the one within my postal code, you know? But I tried going to the closer one, which is in walking distance at Young and Shepherd, Young and 401, and they won't allow me to use it. They say that it's out of my postal code. How is that? I'm supposed to be able to use a local food bank to have access to food, the closest one. That's why it's called local food bank. So, Sean will not do anything about it. I told, do I have to call the city or something? He says, yes, that's a good idea. Why don't you call the city? I'm thinking in my head, how is that helpful? So I called the city, and obviously I never heard anything back, you know? And I think a social worker's main job is to be an advocate, you know? And how is it that Sean and Miriam and that other social worker I have are so useless and so lazy that they can't even be a good advocate and actually do their job and call the Salvation Army and say, wait a second, this doesn't even make sense. How can a local food bank be farther away, you know, to a person that lives closer to another one? And then turn around and say, we can't do anything about it because it's Salvation Army. We have nothing to do about it. In that regard, it should be taken upon social services and Sean and Miriam to be calling Salvation Army and saying, hey, wait a second, this does not make sense at all. How a person would get sent further to a further food bank than the one that's closest to them where they live, in their local community, local food bank, the one that's closest to my house. Now, how do you explain that?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have an explanation for that, and I understand your frustration because I agree with you.
You agree with me. So why don't you make a phone call to the Salvation Army and tell them that I have a client here who hasn't eaten since Thursday, and he needs access to a food bank, and you guys aren't giving him to access to the food bank because you're saying he's not in the correct postal code. But in actual fact, he lives closer to this food bank than any other food bank, and you won't give him access. Don't you think you should be doing that?
I'm happy to call the Salvation Army and to advocate for that.
Okay, when are you going to make a phone call? Are you going to do that now?
Can you let me finish my sentence, please? I've let you kind of speak, and I'd like you to let me. I will call the Salvation
Yeah,
Army.
I think you're being rude by cutting me off and not understanding my situation and what I've literally had to go through. Like, you should not be copying an attitude with me. Because
I don't have an attitude with you. I'd like us to have a conversation, and you've said
yeah, like, I don't know, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are that you're giving me an attitude, Deborah?
I don't have an attitude with you.
I think you do. I don't like your tone at all. I don't like your tone. Like, who do you think you are? Like, you told me you are in complete agreement about this food bank situation.
Absolutely, I am.
Okay.
So I'd like to help
Now,
you,
what are you going to do about it?
I'm trying to let you know what I'm going to do about it.
Okay.
I will make a phone call to the
Yeah.
Salvation Army.
Yeah.
Advocate that they accept you to go into their program.
Okay,
With
perfect.
that, I have to share that I am not able to direct the Salvation Army what to do. So I don't know what they'll do with that, but I'm going to do my best to let them know that I think they should be able to make an exception.
Well, they better, and they should. And I don't, you know what? Let me talk now. You are so incompetent, and your staff is so incompetent that it took a year, for you or somebody to make a phone call to Salvation Army, okay? Now, what do you say about that?
My staff are not incompetent, and you are being rude.
No, you're being rude. You're being rude. Okay, listen, let's end the conversation now. If we're just going to disagree like this, you said you...
clearly outlining the expectations of your engagement and conversation.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You know what? I'm going to make you a YouTube star, my dear. I'm going to make you a YouTube star because I'll be putting this conversation on YouTube.
That's okay.
Yeah, okay. We'll see the publicity that social services gets. You know, I've been asking for this since the summertime. I need some food. I keep running out of money. You know, the travel allowance was what was given to me as an option. And, you know, I kept getting told, we can't do nothing. You're so incompetent. You don't want to move a finger. You don't want to do anything. To make an easy phone call like you're telling me you're going to do right now, that took since the summer, for you to give me a call, for me to be leaving voicemails. Like, you guys screw me around, and then you're going to call me back and tell me how rude I am about my voicemails. Like, you're the ones that are being incompetent. No, you're inappropriate. You're so inappropriate. You're so inappropriate, and you're rude. Listen, you call the Salvation Army and call me back, okay, Deborah? Like, stop pissing me off.
I will contact them, and I'm asking you that moving forward, when you contact our office, you are polite and respectful to the staff.
You better be polite and respectful. Like, who the hell are you with your attitude? You call Salvation Army and you get back to me and let me know what's happening. Yeah, sorry, my phone hung up by accident. So what are you saying?
Okay. So I will contact the Salvation Army. Can you let me know the one that's in your area so I can know which one I'm contacting?
Young and 401.
Young and 401. I will give them a call. I will let them know, and I won't provide them with your particular name unless you give me consent to do so. Do I have consent to say that there's a client? I will let them know that, and I will ask them to give you a call if they're able to bring you in as an exceptional basis, because I can't direct them to do that. I don't fund them.
Yeah, well, can you find out why as well that I'm being sent to the one at Young and Steeles? Because that makes no sense. Now, that would be my area code. Can you find out for them what the logic is?
And my request to you, and it's my request to my staff, is that whenever we're having conversations, that everyone behaves in a respectful manner. If one of my staff is not being respectful to you, feel free to end the call and to contact me, and I will follow up with them.
Yep.
However,
Okay. So I have everything on tape. And so, like I said, this is all going to be going on YouTube.
Fair
And
enough.
yep,
Fair enough. That's fair. And I would
excellent.
like to request once again that you treat our staff with respect, the same way that my staff are asked to treat you with respect.
Yeah, we're going to do that going
And we'll
forward.
continue to have respectful relationships moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Yeah, did you call Salvation Army?
I did. I gave them a call. Nobody answered. I left them a voicemail. Usually we give about 24 hours for a staff member to return the call, and then if they don't call me back, I will call them again.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. As I said, I haven't eaten since last Thursday when I called your office, and so I believe you were calling me back to uh, tell me uh, about how your staff is not incompetent. But
So
like I'm really not understanding how it's even conceivably possible that I could literally call last Thursday and tell your staff that I'm literally running out of food today, like, and I don't have access to the food bank like right near my house. And now it's literally like Monday, and I still haven't eaten yet, you know? And so like I'm literally thinking it's unbelievably disgraceful how your staff could just leave me hanging like that, you know? And then for you to literally be calling me back today to actually like trying to give me shit about me leaving some voicemails, like me being angry about being left hung out to dry, about your staff not caring at all whatsoever, about me not having food, about me not having access to a food bank, about me complaining to them about this situation for actually months, telling that like that's why we are trying to set up this next steps and getting me a travel allowance, because I was telling them that, you know, I've been running out of money, like literally near the end of the month, and not having food and not having access to a food bank, and literally telling them many, many, many times over. And Sean and Marina and whatever that other social worker's name was that was handling my case was doing absolutely nothing, like literally nothing. Like you should literally be so ashamed of yourself, and you should be mostly so ashamed of yourself most of all, because you're the manager, you're the one running things. I think it's absolutely disgraceful. Like you should be completely ashamed of yourself that you actually have the gall to be calling a client back, actually going, having enough attitude to like think you're going to give them trouble, to say like what's up with you, being angry and complaining, you know?
when you spoke to the staff, they gave you the phone number for the food bank in your area, and I understand that you don't want to go to that food bank, so I'm trying to advocate for the food bank that you would like to go to accept you. We are not in control as to who the food banks accept, but I can advocate, and I am doing that.
Seriously? How is that, and why is that? I want to know. No. What? Are you serious? I'm interrupting you? I'm interrupting you. Are you serious?
I am serious.
I'm so glad I have this on tape. This is excellent.
Phone number for the food bank. There's like one phone number where you can call if you'd like for our area. I think they already gave it to you, but I can give it to you again while I'm waiting to hear back from the Salvation Army. If you would like to get the funds for the transportation, the employment-related transportation, that's what they were trying to get you. You will need to provide the verification of your attendance in that employment-related program.
Yes, I've done all that. I've done all that. I've done all of that.
Can you fax that back to maybe put it
And then I got paid twice for the travel allowance. And then, as I was inquiring about it last Thursday, what's happening with this? How is it that I've been cut off? I only got it twice. And then they're telling me that it's expired. Now that I've signed up, how did it expire? I'm being told that it expired, and Sean's telling me, I really apologize, and I know it's a big inconvenience, and I know it's going to be a real hassle to you, but you got to do this all, you got to do it all again. You got to do all this again. And he's saying, I know it's a hassle for you. I'm like, how is that possible? I literally just finished doing everything, all the requirements, signed up, everything. Like literally, this had all just started. Now, to talk to social services last week and to be told that it just expired and you got to do this all over again. Like, I don't even know, like, I really need you to explain all of this more in depth, completely in depth. How it is that I just signed up and how it is that everything just expired and how it is that I got to do this all over again to get this travel allowance. You have all that. Sean has all that. Miriam has all that. And the other social worker that's handled my case for the last year should have all of that. She's the one.
Those forms do need to be renewed regularly. And so if you sent in a form months ago, we do.
What are you talking about months? Like, I just got travel allowance only 2 times. Like, how did everything just... It took... Yes, because it took, I don't know how many months and months and months to get it all set up. Oh my God. So by the time it was set up, it expired. You guys are idiots. You guys are complete idiots that it took so many months to set. Listen, you talk to your incompetent staff. Who was the first one that was covering my case? Like, you need to speak to Sean, because he switched my case to this new one, Miriam. But go find out from Sean who was the other social worker. I can't remember her name now. But I'm sure I will have to go through my benefits and look at who was sending me the text messages. Even I gotta tell you, on the day of December 15th of last year, I called to find, I was just getting this travel benefits set up, you know? And I had to go through such an argument with this stupid social worker to get the travel benefits set up. And then Sean had to get involved. So fine, because this broad was so incompetent and stupid. So Sean had to get involved. And finally, yes, I was going to get the travel allowance. So I was sent the travel allowance within 48 hours. And then you know what happened? That day, that social worker sent me a letter saying that my social services was being canceled today. And I had to answer some questions on the website app, My Benefits, to renew it. So literally that day, how is it that I had to go through such an argument to get my travel benefits, which then did get sent to me for the first time? And then you know what happened? Christmas was coming up a week later, and I got my welfare on the 23rd of last year. So I thought for sure I would be getting it by the 23rd, before the 25th. The 31st, I didn't have food from that day of the 25th. No, the 26th. I had no food on the 26th. And I thought for sure my welfare would be coming on the 31st by the end of the month. You know, I never got my welfare. Those fucking idiots sent me the travel allowance of $200. But that social worker, I talked to her all that day about arranging my travel allowance. How is it that she sent me a letter through my benefits that my welfare was being, she was canceling it that day and sent me a letter? Never noted, never, I spoke to her all day on the phone. She never told me that she sent me that email about my welfare being canceled. And I was, and so basically I got $228 travel benefits, and that's what I had to survive off of until I called social services back on like January 2nd to tell them, you idiots sent me travel allowance but canceled my welfare, my 733. How do you explain that, you nutcase? What's your name? Deborah Desiree?
Are you calling me a nutcase?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
How do you
I'm
explain
not
that?
calling you names, and I would appreciate if you spoke with me with the same respect I'm giving you. I'm not interrupting you, and I'm not calling you names.
Okay, so how do you explain that? How are you
I was
sitting
not.
there? How, yes, because, yes, I am.
With you
Because
today.
how are you telling me that if for, in order for me to get travel benefits, I have to go through this months of process again? For it to, like, what? To be, so are you doing this to people on purpose? Is this serious? And then how is it that, like, I told you, and, like, I don't have food? Like how and then you're telling me, oh, I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. I've been in a meeting. And you said you called Salvation. Like I just don't understand.
There are two things that I can do to help you today. One, I can get you the phone number for a food bank that you can go to and access.
I don't have
I
any
can
money
guarantee,
to get to a
I
food
can
bank or the
guarantee that
energy.
it's
I
going
haven't
to be
eaten in like since Thursday.
okay.
Oh
So
my,
I'm going
and
to give
you're
you the phone
telling
number
me
to
what I
that's
can
super
do?
easy.
Oh my god, can you get me like some food delivery? Do you think
I
you
don't
could
have
cough up
access
some
to
money?
delivery
How
services.
much do you make for a year's salary? What is your what do you make for
I'd
doing
really like to
nothing?
focus on how
What do
I
you
can help
make for
you
doing
get
nothing?
access to what you need right
Please,
now. If you
are you
need
seriously
having
telling me
conversations
that
about
how
this,
I can
not
get food? I need some money that like I so I can go buy it.
there are two things that I
There's
can
a
offer you right
Loblaws
now.
right across the street.
If you'd like me to help you, I'm going to need you to focus on this part of the conversation. If I can give you the phone numbers to the food banks in your area, and I can let
I
you
already
know what I
have
need from
them.
you to be able to get you the employment related
Are you
support.
kidding
And I
me?
know that they've already told you this at the office, so I can offer you that same support.
That's okay. I'm
Would you like
taping
the
this.
phone
Just
number for the food
keep
bank?
on talking, please.
Would you like the phone number for the food bank?
I thought you were going to call Salvation Army
I
at
did.
the one. Oh my God.
I did call them. I'm waiting for them to call me back.
Are you serious?
I
I
left
can't
them a
believe I'm
message.
sitting here arguing with you. I can't believe that.
Sorry, sir. We're not arguing.
Oh my God. Yes, I'm sorry, but you are a nutcase. I can't believe you have the
Okay,
job
so
that you
I'm
have.
gonna ask.
I
I'm gonna
cannot
ask
believe you
that
have
I'm
the
gonna end
job
this
that you
phone call,
have.
and I will send you a letter with the information that you need for the food bank, and I will also include in that information what you need to send to us so that we can assess your eligibility for the employment-related transportation. Okay? I do hope that I'm gonna give you the phone number. If you have a pen handy, it's 416
I don't. I
203.
don't.
Would you like to go and get one?
I don't. I don't need. I don't need it. The information you're giving me right now because I already have it. I don't need
This
it.
is the
I don't
information.
need to get a
Unfortunately,
pen.
I don't
I
have
don't
the
need to get a
authority.
pen. I already have the
I don't have the
information.
authority to force the Salvation Army to accept you, but if you give them a call and you explain to them your situation, they might make an exception. I have already made a call. When they call me back, I
I
will
don't know.
ask them to
I'm
make an
just
exception for you as well.
seriously. I'm just going to post all of it. Like I'm volunteering. I don't know if I forgot to tell you, but I'm volunteering now with a YouTube channel, and they're so interested in my stories. So like everything that you're saying right now is just going to be posted on YouTube very shortly, and we just want to hear the commentary, what people have to say about everything that it is that you just said right now, and that's it. I really want to hear the feedback. I can't wait to hear the feedback. Yes.
Okay, so at this point, aside from the phone number for the food bank,
Here, I have a pen right
and the
here.
information that you need to provide, there's not much trying to talk about today.
Yeah.
So I will send you a letter that will give you this information in writing as well, just in case you do need it in the future. If something changes and you'd like to give them a call, please feel free to give us a call back.
Oh
Okay?
my God. So
Thank you,
when are you
Amber. I
gonna
hope
let
you
me
have a
know
good rest
about
of your day.
Salvation Army? And also, what like am I getting my money by at least like the 28th? Because like if I don't, like I won't have any. Like I don't know. I can't believe.
You want to know when the next payment is going to be coming for your
Yeah, I already
insurance?
saw on my benefits the
April?
28th. The 28th. You
Oh, so
know.
that is
But
when you should
literally,
be receiving those funds.
seriously, I can't believe that I've spoken to you all day now. That about this situation that I called about last Thursday,
Does that
and
give you the information
I was
that you needed
completely
access
left
to today?
hanging, completely
Does
left
that give you the
hanging.
information
Called me
for the
back
call that you
today,
back on?
not even
We
worried
can't
about me not having food. You were calling me back to give me trouble about
You're not
being
in trouble, Andrew,
angry
but
and the
but I just have to
messages I
confirm that you
left
can't
for
leave
your staff.
loudly harassing
Like,
voicemails for the
are
staff.
you kidding
You
me?
cannot be
You
discriminatory
incompetent
or
idiot.
abusive in your
I
messaging.
can't wait
I do
to.
hope that you have a good evening, and we'll
Serious?
talk later, okay?
You're an idiot.
Thank you for
You're
calling.
an idiot. Oh my God.